Greetings, Legacy family and friends. I pray that you're well. I pray that in these very interesting times, you are more than surviving. I pray that you're growing, you're deepening in your walk with the Lord, in your times of prayer, your times in the Word, your times with your family, your times with your church family, though it may have to be through a video call or a phone call. I pray that these are fruitful times. I know that God's able to do that in even times like these. I just want to share a couple of thoughts with you from a very well-known and beloved passage, and it's that 23rd Psalm. It's likely a psalm that's come to mind in these days for you. It's the psalm in which the psalmist cries out to his own comfort and to the glory of his God that the Lord is his shepherd. And he's saying volumes in that. He's saying that the Lord, Yahweh, the self-existent, self-sufficient creator and sustainer of all things, that is who is shepherding him. And to speak of shepherding is to speak of that work of protecting and providing and planning for those in his care. That God is doing that work for him, and so it naturally leads to the praise that comes next. I will lack nothing. I will want nothing. I will come up short in no area. That's a huge statement. As we look around at all the uncertainty around us, we think of the things that we think would provide security and safeguard us against future suffering. And the truth is that if you need them, you'll have them. And the truth that goes hand in hand with that is that if you don't have it, and he's your shepherd, it must mean that you don't need it. What a confidence, what a trust, what a glorious truth is ours, not just David's, ours. And I pray that you're resting in that. And I pray that you're going through this with the same heart that David had when he says what seemed to be two opposing truths, two statements that just don't seem to naturally go together. When he says, on the one hand, that this shepherd who leads him by green pastures and still waters, he leads him down paths of righteousness for his name's sake. And it's just so idyllic. It's just so beautiful, the imagery that he uses there. But he also goes on to speak of, or earlier in the psalm, speaks of how this same shepherd is with him through valleys of the shadow of death. And our heart seems to wonder these days, well, which is it? Which is it? Is it going to be paths of righteousness, or is it going to be the valley of the shadow of death? And the truth is, it's both. It's one and the same. The paths of righteousness so often, and in these days, lead through the valley of the shadow of death. Operative word there being through. He's leading us not to the valley of the shadow of death, but certainly through it and with us every single step of the way. And he's leading us to a place, a glorious place. Partway through the psalm, the imagery changes, and it's not so much of the shepherd caring for the sheep, but now it's a host receiving a beloved guest and giving the greatest of welcomes when the psalmist delights in the fact that he spreads a table, he spreads a feast before him in the presence of enemies, all manner of threat peeking in the windows, and there is the psalmist feasting in the presence and upon the blessings of this great host. His head's anointed with oil, his cup's running over, and so is his heart. And so should ours be. He's received you that way in Christ. No matter what's going on around you, no. He's anointed your head with oil. And I pray that your cup runs over, but I pray that it runs over and it spills over unto those around you, that they might be invited into the feast, to the table, to the comfort, to know this great God that gives us this great comfort. I'm praying for you. I love you. We're going to see God glorified in this. We're going to get together again. Sooner or later, one way or another, we will be together. Lord bless you and keep you.